Hello everybody. My name is Amy and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Anna Delvey case, or Anna Sorokin, whatever, I don't know, Sorokin, whatever you want to call her. It depends on the day of who she is. Today we're going to be talking about that case, and also to get into the little fun folly spirit, I am going to be attempting to make mini apple pies. Just for fun. I've made regular apple pies like twice, but not many, so hopefully it doesn't be a shit show. So Anna Delvey, born Anna Sorokin, was born on January 23rd of 1991 in Soviet Russia. She was born into a working class family. Oh, can you hear me? Hi. It's Flower. No, thank you for sitting like a good girl. When I don't have a treat, she sits, but when I have a treat, she doesn't. So, you a brilliant little girl. It's Flower. You wouldn't eat it. All right. Anyway, Anna Sorokin was born into a working class family in a working class town. It's just south of Moscow. There's a town where I'm from. It's called Moscow. So, Moscow, Russia. Her father was a truck driver and her mother owned a convenience store. She graduated from high school equivalent, I'd assume, in 2011. Then she moved to London to go to art school, but shortly after enrolling, she dropped out. After dropping out, she moved to Paris and interned for the fashion magazine. I'm laying out Flower on my counter. After dropping out, she moved to Paris and interned for the French fashion magazine Purple. This is when she started going by the name Anna Delvey. She claimed that it was her mother's maiden name, but since then it's come out that her parents don't even know where that came from because it's not her mother's maiden name. So right now for the pies, I'm putting them into this, using a cup. Recipe called for a cookie cutter, but I didn't want to use a cookie cutter, and I don't have one, and I didn't want to buy one. So back to Miss Anna. So in 2013, like I said earlier, she went to New York Fashion Week, and there she discovered that friends were easier to make in New York City than it was in Paris. I don't know how true that is. I've never been to Paris, been to New York City, but I don't know if they're nicer in Paris or not. I don't know, or more mean. After deciding to move to New York City, Anna transferred to the New York division of the Purple magazine. Then she quit not too long after moving. According to an acquaintance named DJLD, she would act like she was a very wealthy heiress, and she would always brag about money and designer clothes and how much money she was spending. But when she went home, she would either sleep in her car or beg for a bed to stay in. So just totally going total opposite of what she was saying she was. Her friends would always say that she was very arrogant and entitled, especially, and very mean to people in the service industry. So friends have said when going out, she would frequently forget her wallet, or quote, her cards wouldn't be working. So in 2015, she invited herself to a trip to Venice, Italy with a young art collector that she met at a party. I don't know how to say his last name. I don't even want to butcher it. Huang. I'm not going to butcher it. Google him. He's a big part, like not a big part of the story, but if you Google Anna Delvey, then he'll come up. So Michael paid $2,000 to $3,000 to cover the trip with expectations that Anna was going to pay him back. When she didn't, he thought that it was just like an absent-minded mistake that I guess is frequently made by people that have a lot of money. And he didn't really think that much of it because it was only $3,000. If somebody said they were gonna pay me back $3,000 and they don't, Yeah, I wouldn't forget about it. No, ma'am. For her 25th birthday, Anna wanted to make it a lavish and unforgettable event. She had a dinner at the Siddell's restaurant in Soho, and to live up to her and her wealthy friends' expectations, she hired a PR firm to put it together. So it was a lot of money, I can only imagine. Apparently, Anna must have forgotten to pay for it, because that you can make absent-minded mistakes all the time when you have money, right? And the restaurant saw a post made by one of Anna's friends that had a picture of Anna in it, and said, they messaged his friend, I think it was the same guy she went to Italy with. So they messaged him and was like, do you have her number? She didn't pay for her bill. And then it was said that after that is when he totally cut ties with her and didn't want to associate himself with her. So that's probably the best thing to do, my friend. Shortly after turning 25, Anna became friends with Vanity Fair photo editor Rachel Williams. If you know anything about this case, you know that Rachel plays a big part in her incarceration, and Anna really screws her over. One of Delvey's many stories about where her money was that she had 6 million euros wrapped up in a Swiss bank account. She allegedly couldn't access it because it was wrapped up in a trust fund, but I thought most trust funds, by 25, you probably have it, yeah? Anyway, I don't know anything about trust funds. After hearing this and feeling bad, one of her acquaintances gave her contact info for finance lawyer Andrew Lance to help out with her finances. Andrew put Delvey in touch with many major financial institutions, including City National Bank and Fortress Investment Group. At this time, can you guys hear me? At this time, Anna was trying to make the Anna Delvey Foundation, which was like an art gallery. In November 2016, Anna was trying to get loans for the Anna Delvey Foundation, and she submitted false documents to City National Bank, and the loan was obviously denied. This is the thing, and she gets away with it for a long time, which I'm surprised about considering it was happening not that long ago. But also she just thought that she could get away with a lot more. She made up bank documents on like Microsoft Word. So I don't know why she didn't think, oh, maybe City National Bank, of all things, well, they won't know that this was made on Microsoft Word. The loan was obviously denied, especially when she couldn't provide more proof about her assets in Switzerland. A normal apple pie, you normally like cut them into apple slices, you know, but gotta eat the apple. Oh God. But I'm doing cubes just because they're small. So the recipe I'm using originally calls for nutmeg, but a little thing of nutmeg like that big was like $7 at Safeway, and I didn't want to buy it because I'm literally only going to use it one time. So it's all ready. So I'm going to season it with cinnamon, vanilla, and a lemon. And then the recipe also said to put a little bit of salt in there too. So that's what we're gonna do. So if you know anything about this story, if you've ever heard of it, you probably know that a whole thing happened at the 11 Howard Hotel in New York City. In February 2017, Anna checked into the 11 Howard, and I guess it was crazy. She would often tip in $100 bills for literally anything. For taking her luggage up, for bringing her coffee, for giving her coffee if you're a barista, literally everything. Staff there hated her, but they would always fight over who would get to take stuff to her just because they wanted the $100, and I don't blame them. She also befriended one of the front desk people named Neff. Her and Neff, they became really good friends. There's a lot of articles where Neff is interviewed and asking and like talking about Anna and their friendship. Oh no, I'm living all over my fingers. A few months after checking in, management noticed that Anna still hadn't put a credit card on file, so they can just like automatically bill her stuff. So they brought this to her attention and insisted that she pay the $30,000 bill and then put another credit card on file. And obviously, you're Anna Delvey. You have enough money to do that, right? Wrong. So instead of paying it, she actually decided, hey, it's a better idea. Instead of paying it, let me just, I don't know how much vanilla, I think that was probably too much. She said, instead of just paying it, let me just gift them with very expensive champagne. So she gifted them with a case of champagne. I guess there's a hotel policy that they cannot accept alcoholic gifts from guests. They probably can't accept any gifts from guests, but especially not alcohol. Obviously, she was still made to pay the bill, and she still hadn't. I just realized I forgot the sugar. That's nice, but I already have like all of them filled, and I have a lot left over. Anyway, in April 2017, Anna deposited $170,000 worth of bad checks into her city bank account, and before they were able to bounce, she had withdrew $70,000 and wired $30,000 of that 70 to the 11 Howard to pay for her bill, and obviously she still had $40,000 left over. So I guess this is how she's been able to get away with all the shit she's doing. And she was on a business trip to Omaha, Nebraska. Her room code was changed and all of her belongings were placed in storage because she still hadn't put a credit card on file. And I guess they, rightfully so, they said credit card on file or nothing. Being the great friend that she is, Anna took a couple friends on a all expenses paid trip to Morocco. And I guess this trip, it was a very long trip. Shortly after arriving, Anna was notified that her card kept declining when they were trying to run the first part of the bill. And obviously, being embarrassed and kind of caught, Anna was being absolutely ridiculous to the staff, saying that it was their fault, that it was their system, that they were putting it in wrong, and that she had money. So as I mentioned Rachel Williams earlier, she had gotten food poisoning, or she just wasn't feeling great and she wanted to go home. So she booked herself an early flight home, and upon trying to leave, she was told that nothing of any bill had been paid yet, and that somebody needs to pay it before they leave, and they wouldn't let Rachel leave before it was paid. Rachel went to Anna and was like, hey, something's wrong with your card again. And obviously there wasn't, she just didn't have any money. And then Anna came up with some story about how she was caught up from her father and how she just couldn't pay it now, but she promised that she would pay Rachel back if she paid for it. Just wanting to go home, probably feeling like absolute crap, wanting to sleep in her own bed, Rachel was like, fine, Kate, whatever, and paid the $62,000 bill with various business and personal credit cards. Mind you, some sources have said that Rachel only made $60,000 a year. So it was literally more than her yearly salary, which I think is just crazy. I would not do that for a friend, but I also wouldn't want to be stuck in Morocco. She paid her back, but it was only $5,000 of the $62,000. Miss Girl, I'm not good at math, but I think you're worse. That's not even close. By July 2017, Anna had already scammed multiple luxury New York City hotels, and she ended up homeless because I'm sure she got blacklisted, or I'm sure they communicate. And if you haven't been able to tell, Miss Anna Delvey can't be homeless. Right. Presentation, 0. But that's all right. We're just not gonna, I'm not even gonna show you guys. Because you can see these 4. See, I didn't put the topping on all of them because I just kind of got sick of it. And it was looking bad. So, and I don't like stuff that looks bad. Obviously, since Anna's homeless, she was desperate for a place to stay. and she abruptly interrupted a date of a friend who also was there when the whole Morocco fiasco happened, asking for a place to stay. Miss Girl, I don't know if you can't understand social cues, but if somebody's not talking to you, you don't just A, interrupt a date of theirs, and B, ask them for a place to stay. No, Miss Girl. Before going to this friend, Anna had the nerve to ask Rachel Williams for a place to stay, even though Rachel had totally cut her off. So she just doesn't, I guess she doesn't understand social cues at all, or maybe she thinks she's too good for them. In October 2017, Anna was eventually arrested in a sting operation in Malibu with the help of Miss Rachel Williams. Anna was attending a luxury rehab center when Rachel had asked her to meet for a public place for lunch. The police thought that it would be more better to do it in a public place rather than in the rehab center, which I guess is fair. Anna was indicted on 2 counts of first-degree grand larceny, 3 counts of second-degree grand larceny, 1 count of third-degree grand larceny, that's hard to say, and 1 count of misdemeanor theft of services for all the hotels that she scammed. In December 2018, Anna rejected a plea deal of 3 to 9 years behind bars, so the trial ultimately began on March 20th, 2019. We know that Anna is full of herself, and this was proven when she had asked her defense attorney to hire a wardrobe manager, a wardrobe stylist, to look after her outfits for court so she can look her best. On the first Friday of the trial, Anna threw a complete hissy fit because her outfit wasn't pressed, and she said she wasn't going to court with A, wrinkly clothes, or B, in her prison uniform. This whole tantrum delayed the trial for an hour and a half, and the judge forced her to go, even in her prison uniform, obviously, because the judge doesn't give a crap. The defense's claims were that Anna had full intention on paying everything back, not in monetary ways, but by posting about the businesses on Instagram. So she was pulling but I'm an influencer card that everybody loves and knows that works very well. They also compared her to Frank Sinatra. If you guys don't know who that is, look him up, and how do you not know? Saying they compared her to Frank Sinatra, saying that she also wanted to live the New York dream like he had. On April 25th, 2019, after deliberating for 2 days, the jury found Anna Delvey guilty of 8 of the charges. Before sentenced, Anna was quoted saying, "I'd be lying to you, to everyone, and to myself if I said I was sorry." So she literally doesn't care. She got away with it for so long that, I don't know. I just can't believe that. They say fake it till you make it, but they don't mean like this, Miss Girl. Anna was sentenced to 4 to 12 years in New York State Prison. She was fined $24,000 and required to pay $199,000 of restitution. $100,000 of that restitution going to City National Bank, and $70,000 of the restitution going to Citibank. They're done. Oh, they smell good. They don't look as bad as I thought they were going to. Oh, y'all can see. I tried. In February of 2021, Anna was released on parole. A short time after this, on March 25th to be exact, 2021, she was taken into immigration custody for overstaying her visa. I don't know what kind of visa she had, but she's been here for a hot minute and got arrested. Just this month, on October 5th of 2022, Anna was released from immigration custody on a $10,000 bond. I don't know who paid it or how she got the money, but not for me to find out. Anna is currently on strict house arrest with no access to social media at all. I did read one article of the journalist, met up with her just a few hours after getting released, and she was just talking about what she's gonna do, and she's still gonna try to make some company, I don't know exactly what, As you guys may have watched, the Netflix series, the short docuseries little thing, Netflix paid her $320,000 for rights to her story. But because of the Son of Sam law, the state forced her to use the money to pay some of the fines and restitution. I don't know how much money she was left with, but hopefully maybe $10,000, and then she paid that to get out. Since getting released, she has been the topic of many books, many TV episodes. There's even a screenplay about her. She was even featured on Paris Hilton's podcast. A lot of different people have many different opinions. A lot of people are on her side. A lot of people are not, obviously. Oh gosh, I hope so. I'm gonna go for the pretty one. There's only one pretty one. Oh, it slipped right out. That's what she said. Oh my gosh, look at them. My dogs say, what, for me? Okay. I was gonna top them with caramel, but I forgot that at the store, so. Just like apple pie. Oh, they're musty. I don't think they're necessarily bite-size worthy, like finger food worthy. Yeah, I'll link this recipe down below. It's good. Don't forget to put the sugar in the apples, like I did, but I guess they're a little healthier now. Skinny queen, I guess. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. I really had fun doing the baking and stuff. I had a lot left over, so and I had an extra pie crust, so I kind of rolled up like a little burrito, and now I'm making a apple burrito. So my boyfriend and I are gonna be eating a lot of apple stuff now for the weekend. So that's cool. Okay, so give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.